I love my dogs and I love running, and basically that's my life. Started running, I believe in 2002. Ran the Cowtown Marathon after someone told me that I should run a marathon because I was having a hard time in life. I'm like, run a marathon? Are you serious? So I tried it and I guess I got hooked. If there's a day that goes by that I don't get out and run, then I feel like something's missing. On Tuesdays, I try and ride my bike. 27 February 2024, coming up behind a couple people and screamed really loud, "On your left." They both basically just stopped and turned around and looked at me like deer in headlights. It looked like there was enough room like right in between. I could get like right through them. So I was like, sweet. Went right through them. It was cold. The guy had like a sweatshirt jacket type thing on, caught my left handlebar, bam, down I went.
Men and women who run marathon, they can deal with immense pain they put themselves through over the course of that distance. He came in for a apparent complaint of a right hip strain. As soon as I opened the door, this guy is standing up in the room, clearly very athletic. I mean, like typical marathon build, like a slim, slender guy. And he's standing there with a cane.
I mean, I was in so much pain. I mean, it's all like in my right hip.
To have somebody with a hip strain standing there in front of me that is that able to tolerate those types of discomforts, walking with a cane, it just didn't make sense. There was no question like what we were going to do. Like you had to investigate it further.
So then I went and I got 2 MRI images done. And then the doctor called me directly and he said, "Hey, stop everything you're doing and get off, your feet."
He ended up having multiple different fractures in his pelvis and one in his spine. Whenever you break a bone, you can break them and they can just crack, or they can break and move. And in Casey's specific fractures, he got lucky enough that none of the fractures had moved at all. They had broken, his pelvis had broken in multiple places, his back had broken in one place, but the bones had never shifted. We basically started this process over the course of many months, getting him back to running. That was his goal.
I mean, I remember the first time he walked in, he had some pair of old Brooks running shoes on. I'm like, he might be a runner. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, he might be a runner.
We've developed a friendship as much as a patient-doctor relationship. There's also the other side of that because we kind of bond over not only figuring out his injury, but then also bonded over like a shared interest in running. I remember one of the first things he told me was, I knew I was in the right place when you walked in and I looked at your shoes.
Having someone like that work with me just really gave me so much more excitement and joy about whatever I had to deal with to get back to where I wanted to be, which was on the trails running.
Getting buy-in is huge. And sometimes when you're talking to a patient and you're telling them, like Casey, for example, like, "Hey man, you're not gonna be able to run for months." Like saying that to somebody, it can be devastating. You ask anybody that does this for a living, whether it's sports or anything else, like we all want to have a positive impact on the people that we come into contact with every day. To have such a stark difference in somebody from when they came to see you in the beginning to when they end up. And I mean, there was a visual change in Casey between those 2 visits. I mean, you could take a before picture when he was in clinic and an after, and you can tell which one he's better in. That's why I do this, right? Like, that's why I wake up every day and I come to work, is not to just see the running athlete, right? It could be a 70-year-old person with knee arthritis that just wants to start walking the dog again, right? But to be able to take them from a place where they want to get better, where something is ailing them and they need my help or advice to get back, and then to see that actually happen.
First time I've ever dealt with them as a hospital before. Getting a hold of Dr. Youngs and everybody at JPS, they really made me want to get back. Just an excellent experience. I would say that I received excellent care at JPS.
Yeah, that's why I do it.